I have this to share. Here is the album that you asked me to listen to. Me Without You
Yep.
is, it's all crazy, it's all false, it's all a dream, it's all right, which is a great album title.
Now, have you heard this album before I told you about it?
So that's where I wanted to start. I've heard one song on this album. Can you guess what it is?
Oh, I mean, probably the Crow and the Cookie.
Yeah, The Fox, the Crow, and the Cookie,
Yeah,
which we can just say right now, I think that is an amazing song.
it's peak. Yeah, it's
I'm
great.
gonna I'm gonna call it a legendary song. I have this like conception of like bad, okay, good, great, legendary as like my how I think about how good
Okay.
songs are. I want to put it in the top tier. It's like awesome.
Did the use of boysenberry pie win you over? Is that what tipped this?
I think about the phrase, no, not boysenberry pie, but I think about the phrase, what does he say? Your bird brain macaroon is one of them.
Yeah.
And there's something else that he says about, I'm forgetting it now. I'm just totally blanking. There's another line like right before that where he's, and I repeat that in my head all the time. It's such a like,
It's so catchy.
it's such a like lyrical odyssey.
It is, dude, what a great term. Yeah, it is lyrical odyssey. It is like, I mean, the whole thing is like an Aesop fable type of situation. Like it's a beautiful fable. Um, it's just like you were talking about kind of the childhood joy. This song is like a childhood joy too. It's very like whimsical
It
and
is.
fun and
It is. It's just a joyous song. And I feel like there is a really great message underneath it that I don't totally like. I don't think I could like walk away and put it on a PowerPoint presentation and be like, this is what they were trying to say. You know what I mean?
sure.
And I actually
So
feel that way about most of this album, honestly. It's like, I don't really know. And I think it might be
most
because it's actually, it's trying to do a lot of things, I think, is what I should start with.
I agree.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I hadn't heard any of it besides that one song. And so this was a really cool experience for me because I listened to it probably 6 or
Sweet.
7 times and
Oh, beautiful.
was really getting into it. So
That makes me excited.
tell me,
Before
go ahead.
before we move on, do you want to go deeper into this song, or what do you think? Like, should we do a?
I think
You know
we
what you're
should,
doing here.
yeah, I think we should start with overall impressions
Okay.
and then get your feeling, get basically your explanation about why and what
Yeah.
it means to you. And
Yeah.
then I think we can pick, I mean, I'm down to do a track by track. That would probably take a while. I think we can pick, like I was mentioning
Pick
to
a
you
few.
before, a few that really like mean something and like dive into them a bit. But that one should be one of them, I think.
Yeah. So do you want me to start why I picked it, or?
I want to give you my impressions first
Yeah,
because I
please
think
do.
it might color a little bit. Yeah, I think it might just color a little bit here, the rest of the
Okay.
conversation.
I'm super duper interested.
So I definitely liked it. I will just tell you
Yeah.
that right now. I didn't find it difficult to listen to like repeat, you know. I will say that the first time I listened to it through, I felt a little disoriented and a little bit like,
Mm,
oh my God, there's a lot of things that happened here. And I don't know, like, I don't know if I got the meaning of any of it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I got a message.
yeah.
Except for maybe one specific, very specific counterexample to that, which we will talk about when we get into the tracks. A little bit more like listening to it again on repeat, coming back to it. My first impression is, oh, this album is not about people. Like, people are not the main characters of this album. There's like no ego in this album. I don't know if they say I at all in this album. Right? It's like beetles and rabbits and fruits, farmers and people traveling and journeys, and it's just like the earth. It's just like about the earth and its inhabitants, and that made me love it because I'm just like, oh, I mean, you know how I am. Like I am.
Yeah.
Like I think that there is You know what? I'm just going to say it. I think I personally value the natural, and I'm gonna keep humans out of the natural more than humanity in a lot of ways. Um, and I don't think that this album is not about humanity. I think it's just like not putting it in the center. It's not like, starting. That's not the point of narrative, right? That's not the point of view. I guess humanity is part of this album. It's just not like this is what happened to humans, right? Um, so I was digging all of that stuff. I think where I got like I've struggled with it a little bit is like I just don't follow, and I think part of it is just I need more listens and I need more time with it. I also probably need more education. Like I don't know a lot of the allegories, and I don't know a lot of the the fables and the stories that are just littered in this album. And I think it would require like sitting down and reading about it to really learn that stuff. I don't think the music can by itself deliver the meaning, if that makes sense. But yeah, I came away with this sense of like this is a band that is like working through something, and it's not about themselves. It's about like their place in the world and like humanity's place in the world and like what their relationship to is all these natural things. And like, yeah, that's the sense that I got by the end of it. And so it left a pretty good impression on me.
Fascinating. Awesome. There's a couple things that that I kind of want to touch on. The first is just a question, which is, do you know anything about the band? Like, did you look up the band or?
I tried really hard to not for probably the first 5 listens. But then I was like, I'm going to Google them. And I know a little bit now. I know that they followed, I'm going to butcher, you tell me, I'm going to butcher like the people that this was written, or the person that this was written about.
I actually don't know. I don't know.
I shouldn't say it's written about. I should say the album title is a callback from a like I want to say a certain Sikh's writing.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
So that's like I think some of his teachings are like in this album. I don't think the album is about that, is what I should say. But I basically didn't learn anything else about them except that they're from Philadelphia and that they're no longer a band.
Okay, so interesting. I'll share some things later. The other thing that I wanted to talk about really quickly is your observation that there's very little ego, and that's so hard to do. Is at least for me. Like I've written a lot of music. I'm not saying it's good, but I've written a lot of music, and it's riddled with I, because when you're processing stuff, like that's what you're doing. You're thinking about I. And the idea of making music, like I've tried to make music without bringing in I and like telling a story or just observing things. It's really hard. It's much less natural. And the thing that I think is true about this, particularly about Aaron the singer, is I think this was kind of natural for him. I don't think it took as much work as it would take someone like me, because I think he's so other focused as a person.
How do you what do you know about? I think maybe you should tell me more about what you know about this band and what you know about the right. Is he the lead singer? His name is Aaron.
He's the lead singer, Aaron. Yeah, Aaron Weiss. I think it's pronounced Weiss. He's, well, first of all, lyrics from other albums also kind of show this, and there's less ego in this band in general than most bands. Like it's not necessarily just this album. There's a lot of storytelling type of elements and things like that. Although this album is very unique compared to their other albums.
Oh,
but a
really?
lot of, yes, it is.
Like sonically?
Yeah, sonically.
Interesting.
Yeah. The other albums are more grungy, more the song that's closest to their other albums is Bullets Binary Part 2, I think.
Which is pretty heavy.
Yeah. So if you take that and kind of make all of the songs in the other album feel the same, that's more their vibe generally.
Mhm.
But they just put this out and everyone was like, this is amazing. We like it, even though this isn't what we were expecting. But this singer, Aaron, the first time I learned about Me Without You, I remember I was what was it? I aming someone on AOL Instant Messenger.
Hell yeah.
And yeah. And I learned about the band through a friend who was telling me that Aaron gets all of his food through dumpsters. And I was like, this guy's interesting. I don't know. I need to listen to this man. I don't know if he does this anymore, but this is a thing that he did at one point. Was he was a kind of dumpster diving kind of guy, and he was just so and there's another song in which I don't know what album this is, but there's a line, if I could become the servant of all, no lower place to fall. And like I just adore that line. And it's something I think about a lot because he puts being a servant to everything on like this desired not pedestal because you're no lower place to fall, but in this desired place. Like your whole goal here is serving other people. It's not serving yourself. So that's kind of why I feel like this is more natural for him to not talk about himself, but to talk about things he's learned.
I think it works. So a little bit about like my taste in music that I've been learning about myself is that I am not heavy on narrative music because of the fact that by the very nature of the narrative, it kind of only works for certain situations, right?
Yeah.
Like if the song is about something and you're not experiencing something that's similar to that something, you're probably not really connecting to that song, right?
Mm-hmm.
But music that removes itself from that and is not ego, like it is not specific, like about a specific person in a specific time and a specific thing, allows you to just take pieces of it and use it whenever you need it, basically.
Yeah. And that's how I
think,
feel. That's
like,
how I've used this album most, honestly. Is like there's just chunks. There's
moments.
just moments where I've taken that and put it away in my brain or put it away in my emotions and been like, yeah, this feels right. This is interesting, you know.
Just I had that, I even just a couple times listening to it, I had that experience where I'm like, oh, I love that. Like that line is just like that could live in my head forever. You know what I mean? Like stuff
Yeah.
like that. But we'll pull out a few when we go through the tracks. But I love music that does that. I think this does it really well, and I think that the removal of the ego, whether it was done easily or not, is brilliant to make that possible, basically.
Yeah. Another piece of this is something where it's huge that we're overlooking is that this is a Christian band. Did you know
Didn't know
that?
that. No, I mean, there's definitely some like God is here, right?
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
is in this album. I didn't think that much, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I heard more about, and maybe it's true that it's God's here in more ways than just the literal sense. I just heard a lot about, like, I honestly heard a lot about the earth, and I heard a lot about like nature in this album, and like, and so maybe that's kind of one and the same to the band, but to me, I didn't think it was like heavy on that.
Yeah. I don't think it was heavy on it. I think it was kind of mid. Like if you think of the first song's pretty heavy on it, the last song's pretty heavy on it. And then, you know, there's the angel of death came to David's room. It's talking about David from the Bible, you know, things like that. And all of the I think it's Arabic. I'm not sure. It might be a mix of dialects, but the language used at the ends of or different parts of certain songs mentions God a few times. I remember when I first listened to this album, I was still a Christian, and I was really kind of concerned because I knew this was a Christian band. I was like, this is music I'm allowed to listen to. And then I heard the term Allah and Muhammad, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And I went online to look it up, and I saw a bunch of posts online of parents being concerned that their kids were listening to it. I think this is interesting because they chose to do it, and they totally knew that that was going to happen. There's no way they didn't know that was going to happen. I think it's a really progressive Christian thing to do, to kind of bring awareness to like, hey, this isn't something you need to be afraid of. Like, you don't need to be afraid of these words. Like, this is a rich culture and a rich religion, and we can kind of use this idea of God in a similar way and just kind of adopt the word for our God. So yeah, that part's very interesting to me.
Does that make you connect with it more or less?
That it is a Christian
Mhm.
band? More. Um,
Did it help you discover something about yourself during that time?
yeah, it mainly in the first song. And the first song is something that I think is arguably better than the Fox Cookie and the Crow, actually. I think it's a masterpiece. Um, it starts with immediately, like, if you listen to the first half a second, you know that's Me Without You. At least as like someone that listens to Me Without You, it's like that's what Me Without You sounds like. And
Just
then
from just from like the I wrote on this bouncy carnival piano. Like at a
that's
fairground is how I
on the
felt.
fir- that on the first song. It doesn't start with the bouncy carnival piano, but I love that. It's freaking great, dude.
What does it start with? I thought it did.
No, it starts with like a guitar riff and a bass riff, but the guitar riff sounds not like a guitar.
Hmm.
Is the best way I can put it. Um, and then the intro of the drums is just like absolutely sick and awesome. What is the name of the first song? Do you have it up? Because I want to
Every
bring the
thought
lyrics up.
a thought of you,
Every thought of
which we
every
can start a
thought
screen share
thought of
again so
you.
we can get into I think it's time to get into the tracks.
Yeah, I
Um,
so I'm gonna bring up the lyrics on my end so I can. So this song, there's a feeling that came along with Christianity when I was a Christian that was just like this take me type of feeling. Like I'm yours to use. Like I surrender the ego of like surrendering your ego is an incredibly freeing thing. Um, and being less in control is actually incredibly freeing too. So this part of every thought I thought of you, no more thought I ought to. Um, when there ain't anything to see or touch, trust is true. Every thought I thought of you. It's just like there's nothing here. It's all about you. It's all about God. And
I did not get that. Like until you said like this is a
yeah,
Christian band, this is a Christian song. I was like, I did not get that at all.
yeah, yeah. Which makes sense, which is why it's really, really cool to me that you didn't look that up and didn't know that before you listened to it.
I was just into it, man.
Yeah. So all of these things have like really punchy feelings for me. Because I did all of these things, like every look in search of you, every single day, like everything I was doing, that's what I was doing. No needs for books when we're with you. Where thin the skies, oh light within my brother's eyes. Dude, such a good line of like seeing the joy in another Christian's eyes, because I still like I feel like I can pick out Christians because
Yeah.
dude, they're just very, very joyful.
You have the radar.
Yeah, I have the Christian radar, exactly. And then this dude goes on to say one of the most ridiculously amazing lines. He says, everyone else is bound to leave you. When they swear their love is real, they mean I like the way you make me feel.
Mm,
And I think that that does two things. One, it hits me because the first thing that made me go away from Christianity is not feeling that love anymore. And I was like, what's going on? Like I'm not feeling God's presence. I'm not feeling love. So that really hits me. But also that is defining love, like subtly defining love
mhm.
as this thing that requires work. Like love is work. And he just like slips it in there, man. It's just like, by the way, this thing that you don't figure out until later in life, he just slips it in, and it's just freaking awesome. Blows my mind.
I have a feeling there are a lot of those slips it in lyrics
Yeah,
throughout this album. Because
yeah,
again, I think I probably already mentioned I'm not a narrative person, and I'm also not like a heavy lyrics person. And in fact,
yeah,
I miss a lot of lyrics. Like I get really into I find myself really drawn to rhythmic parts of songs and really into like drums and and bass and just like grooves. And I will miss entire lyrical portions of songs when if something is really like musically catching my attention, which I don't think like this album. What I really liked about it is I think it does both things really well. Like I think there's a lot of really interesting
yeah,
musical moments and musical decisions. I wrote about this song that the guitar is just like constantly doing its own thing in the background of the song.
yeah.
Like
It's
it's
like
never locking in.
yeah,
And I felt like there was a lot of just cool decisions like that throughout the album, where it was just like they could have they could have gone rote and they didn't with whatever they were doing with their instrumentation or whatever they were doing with their arrangement. And so I found it really interesting to like if there were no song, if there were no lyrics in this album, I think I still would have liked it.
oh yeah,
So
for sure.
and therefore I actually did not. This whole song passed me by as a lyrical uh, exercise. Like I just like none of
Sure.
the lyrics stood out to me at all.
I mean, I think also from the perspective of like I have a very uh like this song has a pretty deep impact on my life. Like this is pretty intertwined with experiences that I've had when these experiences aren't experiences you had. So your brain wasn't like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, that thing. So it was probably just naturally more sort of in the background,
this is
which
the
makes total
beauty
sense.
of music taste and why I love having these conversations is because that's at the heart of all of it. Is that like we can hear the same thing, but we are not feeling the same thing when we hear it.
Yeah. It's like uh, a mixture. It's this beautiful mixture of the us being the sum of our experiences and where we heard something the first time, what it relates to in the past, how we're hearing it, how much we're paying attention to certain parts of it. Like all of those things impact how you forever see that album in the future.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's nuts.
Our brains are pretty powerful, man.
Yeah, they really
I
are.
think I think it's also interesting that you can I mean you can't fully do it, but like now that I know this about this song, I can listen to it again with that perspective and I could be like,
Hmm.
I wonder what it feels like to take it seriously in this way, or like to really let it, like, to pretend I'm a person who's had these experiences. Like, how would I hear this differently? And I bet it would sound a lot different to me. Like, that is, yeah, fascinating.
It is, it's unique, I'll say. I think this might be the only album. Like there's a lot of Christian music I adore. This might be the only album where my response isn't sorrow for losing Christianity, but just joy for these other people.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
This is. Do you listen to it a lot? I should have asked you that. Do you like continue to come back to this and listen to it in present day a lot?
It's kind of random. I have it on, I have a few songs on a number of my playlists. So they'll pop up. And sometimes when they pop up and I'm feeling it, I'll put the album on.
Mm-hmm.
I would guess I probably hear one song by them every 2 weeks.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty okay. It's definitely still like, it's not one of those things that it was only a moment in time for you. It is still part of your life.
Yeah, it's definitely still part of life.
I think so I wrote down it's a good song. I now it makes me feel like I should have given it a higher rating than that, but I wasn't listening for all those things.
Listen, I'll listen to song 5 on Song Tongs.
And I'll give this another go.
This one another listen. Yeah.
That's fair. I want to ask about The Fox, the Crow, and the Cookie. This is the only song that I knew about coming in. Loved it. I heard it. I heard this song years, like probably right when this album came out, or maybe a year or two afterwards. And it's been on like my saved lists ever since. Like, it's a great song. I don't really think I understand what it's about though. Like, I just don't get this. I don't like, okay, so here's basically what I heard. The fox wants the cookie, the crow gets the cookie, and then the fox convinces the crow by appealing to his ego to drop the cookie. Are we meant to believe that vanity is a problem, and if people gas you up, you shouldn't you shouldn't be you take the bait? Like, is that all it is? What am I missing here, Jake?
I think it is, well, I think there's two things. The first thing is it's an observation that sort of just about humanity in general. That like there are certain people, like you can appeal to someone's arrogance to get something. And it's just an observation of arrogance. There's the second part I've wondered about for a long time. And I read somewhere, and I don't know if this is true, but I read somewhere that the parts after that are Aaron talking about a forgiveness of his own ignorance, or arrogance, rather. So, oh, I see. It's got to pop up. So let me bring up the lyrics real quick. Fox, Crow, Cookie. The part where it switches over is I've got a walnut brownie brain and molasses in my veins. So he just kind of like he right after he is saying all of this amazing stuff about himself, he goes to I've got a walnut brownie brain, molasses in my veins, crushed graham cracker crumb, blah 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 blah. So let the crescent cookie, yeah, which is a great line. Let the crescent cookie rise. Let those carob-colored almond eyes would rest to see my cashew princess in the swirling marble sky. So he's just talking about like all of these wonderful things.
How did he write?
And then he says,
Jesus.
I know, dude. And he says, when letting all attachments go, it is the only prayer we know. May it be so. May it be so be kind of like an amen, I think. Like just let everything go. Let everything go. It's the only prayer we know. Just let it go. And there's other songs that, what's the other one there's two other ones that talk about forgiveness. And he's like, so this is like a piece on forgiveness as well, but he's forgiving himself.
That might be my thesis for like now. I think it may have clicked for me. Like overall, what is this album about? That might be what I would say is like it is about letting go, and
Yeah,
yeah, like in a
it's
couple
all
of different
crazy,
ways.
it's all false. Like just let go.
Yeah. Oh man, that didn't click until right now. But like obviously legendary song because
Yeah,
for the writing alone, like just that nothing gets repeated, and it's just like this stream, a full like straight line song of this story that just like the, the imagery just keeps getting better and better. And it's just like a really fun, energetic, joyful song. I don't know.
and the other thing is he fits in like 4 words that I didn't know before I listened to this song, and I still have to Google them. Like I just Googled escadrille, um, which is a French squadron of aircraft.
That's in the song. That's
Yeah, my slender build known through the escadrille,
the
my fierce
okay.
commanding claw. I know he uses what is it? Starts with C.
Let me look up the lyrics too. Hold on.
Canzonet, I
I
think is what it is. And
I think
canzonet's like something from like, I don't know, the middle of like the 15th or 16th century type of singing or something like that. Let me look it up. And just throwing that stuff in. And dude, boysenberry pie, like I was mentioning earlier, like, come on.
oh I figured it out. This is the thing that I occasionally like think to myself when I want to like it would be a great insult if I could just remember to call it you rotten wooden mixing spoon. Why you midnight winged raccoon? That's the best.
Yeah.
Rotten wooden mixing spoon. How does he make that sound good in the context of a song? You know what I mean?
Don't know.
Bananas. Anyway, I'm
It is
sorry.
bananas.
Do
No,
you
it's great.
love this song as much as I do?
I adore this song.
Okay.
It
So
is, and on the sonic side, it is just like you can't get enough.
yeah, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
Yeah. Da, 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 da. It's just great. It's
It
great.
it gives me like a puppet theater vibe.
I
Like it's just kind of like
100%.
little marionettes walking in. Um, yeah, it's good stuff. So basically, track 1 and 2 for you is like we could just loop those. Like,
Yes.
we could just keep going.
Track one
Yeah.
and two are the best in my opinion. There's parts of other songs that I adore, but those are the best ones in my opinion.
Do we want to talk about track 3, "The Angel of Death Came to David's Room," which is too long of a title?
So I'm all right, fair critique. I mean, I didn't write it. I'm curious what you think about that song.
I was gonna ask you, dude, what is this about? Because I am not a religious person. I have no religious background or experience. I don't know anything about David. I don't know if there's a story here that I don't understand.
Well, like
I
so
don't know.
what did you just conclude that is like the under or like
Let
the thing that connects everything in this
let
album?
go.
Yeah, I think that's what the song is. Is David's like, I don't want to
He's
die, and he's like, look, brother, you're
bad.
dying. Like you're dying here.
That's a shame, man.
The one line, there's one line in that that I think is really good, which is, "Can I tell Solomon the things I've learned?" Solomon being his son that's going to take over the throne when he dies, which indicates or kind of tells you that we're to assume he hasn't done that yet. He hasn't told his son the things he's learned, and it's like a, you got to do stuff while you still can type of message.
You don't have to ask for permission either. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
What would you give it a rating as? Is this a skip? Is this I listen to it every time straight
I
through?
listen to it every time. Yeah.
Okay.
My guess is for most people it's lower on the list, but I listen to it every time.
It would be lower on mine. I gave it an okay. It would be lower on
Yeah,
mine. It's also a little long, I think, if I remember
it
correctly.
is.
And so you get to a point. There's a good build up in it though. Like it starts really soft and it ends like with quite a swell of energy, which I think I'm always a sucker for that kind of building song. So that's good about it. I also wrote. I don't know if this is true because I can't summon the sound of it right now in my memory, but there's like I got this sense that it's almost like a flamenco type arrangement where there's like this like Spanish like I don't know. I'll have to go back to it.
Solomon the things I've learned, and I tell Solomon the things I've learned. Maybe in a different part of it. I'm interested to. I'll have to go back and check too, because I'm
There's
not
something.
sure if there's a different part of it.
Okay, we can move on.
Cool.
Goodbye, I. Which, by the way, I did that's hitting me over the head now about letting go and no ego and God. There's a song that just called that basically.
You know, it's all good.
Didn't see it initially.
Yeah. I will
wrote-
say when I most of the time when I listen to albums, I don't pay attention to the song titles at all. Like my brain just doesn't do it. So when I talk to people about songs or like artists, like I'm sure this has happened with me and you'll be like, yeah, that the song blank. I'm like, dude, I don't, no idea. No idea. Yeah.
But you know album names.
I know album names sometimes. Even like my favorite Bright Eyes album, I don't know if I know the name of it.
I don't know if I know your favorite artist album, so I don't know either.
It's from the Lifted from the Soil something.
Oh yeah,
and then
that's
my
a
brain,
ridiculous title.
My brain just stops caring about that.
Well, it's too
like,
long.
That's too long. Let me listen to the music.
That's the right choice, though.
And I've listened to that album 100 times.
It's
I
Lifted.
Still don't know the title.
I think you could just call it Lifted because it's lifted and then it's or and then there's this long thing.
That's it. Yeah.
So we'll just call it Lifted.
Yeah, let's go with that.
That should be the next one of these conversations that we do potentially.
It's like the band name "The World Is a Beautiful Place" and I'm no longer afraid to die. Have you heard them?
I have, but you remember that?
Yeah, I did because I just think it's gorgeous.
It's great. Yeah. Do we have anything to say about Goodbye I have one note.
Okay, I don't have any on that one. Go ahead.
Let's all stand completely still. Refrain over and over again. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But here's my problem with that. I don't know why I like it. I don't know what it means, but I like it.
To me, it just feels like that is the state of life sometimes, is like a whole lot of energy to do a whole lot of nothing. That's how I was reading it. Like that kind of hit me a little hard where I was just like, yeah, man, like I am just standing completely still all the goddamn time. Like that's
So do you think he's like egging you on to do more, or he's just saying like, let's stand completely still?
I read it as that's what we're doing, like not necessarily judging.
Okay.
But that's like, or not even necessarily, not as a call to action, but just like this is what's happening basically. I don't know. Also, this is where we start getting some of the agricultural motifs, which I really enjoy.
So, they're great. My favorite. Can you guess my favorite?
I had a couple. Probably Fig with a Bellyache.
Okay.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
But there was another. There's more that happened in what is it? Bullet to Binary that I think is really interesting.
Yeah.
Has some good agricultural moments. And then my favorite
two
one
favorites are in that one.
Is Timothy Hay.
Okay.
But we'll get there.
Okay. Interesting. What's up? I mean, I'll talk about Bullet to Binary if we're near there.
A Stick, a Carrot, and String. What do we think?
It's not on my top.
I liked it a lot. I said it was great.
Yeah.
Mainly because it felt like a companion piece to Fox the Crow and the Cookie. Like it has a very similar like
It does.
energy, and like it's about animals, and there's like an allegory here, and there's one really great line that I wrote and I thought about, and I will probably take with me, which is, now I'll stay away, I've got nothing smart to say. I don't know, just disarming to me. It's just like, yeah, like that's true most of the time.
Yeah, I think as we I mean, this doesn't happen to everyone as they age. Obviously, we've seen in the news, among other places. But I think as a lot of self-reflective people age, you just realize that you're like, oh, I have nothing of value to add to this. I feel an urge inside of me to add something, but it's not going to add anything. So,
but here we are, just faffing around.
Exactly. This is an open faff environment.
I love that. That would be the name of your album if you
open faff environment. That would be great.
Put it on the list. All right, Bullets of Binary. I feel like this is a big one for you. I'm just gonna guess this is a big one.
Yeah, Bullets Binary is great. Well, one, because it's like a lot of their other music. So it's like, oh, this is Me Without You, Me Without You that I'm listening to. But let me see.
I did say it was the most intense and manic of all of the songs. So that stood out to me as well.
The whole first page is that. Okay, so there's a couple things on here. Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. The first thing is when he says we're gonna reap what we sow. Love the idea, disagree with the premise.
Okay.
I think the world is absolutely chock full of people that are not reaping what they're sowing right now.
Tell me about it.
But I do love the second part. And the second part, I don't necessarily agree with either, but my heart wants to agree with it. It's the forgive everyone, everywhere, everything, all the time. Everyone.
I wrote that down.
And
it's great.
And them all just chorally, like singing that, and just kind of like it felt almost like a worship song. Like it's just fucking forgive everybody, man. Like everybody makes mistakes and screws up.
Another Let It Go kind of thing. Like just
and another Let It Go. Yeah. Yeah.
It comes back. There's a huge moment on this album about forgiveness that I think is absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, we'll get there.
But yeah, that's my take on that. That type of like more manic, more energetic, more back and forth and louder feel, I actually really, really dig.
Yeah.
And it's present in a lot of their other albums.
I liked it quite a bit. I thought the opening was a little much, the let us die stuff.
I see. I love it. I love that. But yeah.
The rest of it I liked a lot. And I really enjoyed the strawberries talking to the tangerines and the lettuce that wanted to move closer to the eggplant. It was absurd.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just like an absurd song, but I love absurdity, so it works for me.
Okay, so my favorite part, my favorite visualization in this whole thing, in the maybe the whole album, definitely in the song. There's two of them, I guess. But the one is it was like your something's red, but our hats are green. And I love that.
Is that a strawberry? I don't know.
Strawberry said to the tangerine, your
something about your hat. Yeah.
Faces orange, but our hats are green. I think maybe.
Somewhere in there. It's like that.
That one, and then the potato saying, "You've got it all turned upside down."
You've got it all turned upside down. Yeah.
So good.
It's just great. It's great stuff.
Oh man.
I do think it's a great song. In fact, I think there's a run of great songs here. I think we're getting into a run of great songs. This is in the middle of. I would say like this section of the album was what I came back to the most. Like after sort of this sandwich here from Stick, Bullet, and Timothy Hay. Timothy Hay is, I think, my favorite overall, other than the Fox, the Crow, and the Cookie.
Interesting. I can see that.
I love this song.
I can see that.
It has all the right imagery to me. It is kind of in like this lullaby territory. I don't know. And I think it's a protest song, man. I think it's like they keep saying no more Timothy Hay. And it's just like, I don't know. Like that line, I could kind of, you know, in this world that we live in where like there's like a million things that we're sick and tired of. It's like Timothy Hay gets me. You know, I'm just like, I don't want to eat this shit anymore. Is basically what I hear.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I
could
think
definitely see that.
Yeah, I think it's like a protest song. I think it's like a survival song. And then there's this line at the end about what a beautiful God there must be that I really liked as well.
Beautiful. And yeah, I think there's a lot of that. Like, it feels like a stark change, you know? Like, here's all this stuff. What a beautiful God there must be.
Right.
And I think it reminds me of shoot, what's that mystic's name? Starts with a D, I think. There's some mystic's name that starts with a D.
I have no idea.
I'll think of it later. But I watched a video, like one of those videos where someone's drawing and there's a voice over the drawing, and it's like drawing what he's talking about. And he goes over all of, it's Ram Dass. Ram Dass, he's talking about how like all of these horrible things are happening in the world and they're all beautiful. And I listened to that the first time like long time ago, and I was like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
That's like, hard to
internalize. There's like atrocities, people suffering, endless suffering. And he's like, it's beautiful, it's perfect. And there's an experience I had actually while I was taking ketamine where I got there. Like my head was like, it is. It went away shortly after, and I don't fully understand, you know, how that feeling came to be or what it means now. But I felt it, and I think the song scratches at it a little bit at the end. Like, what a beautiful God, what a beautiful God. It's just like
almost like here's trust a little bit, right? Like, like trust in something even if you don't believe it necessarily, like in your core. That's how I read it anyway.
It's like a gratitude for misfortune, or like a gratitude for challenge or whatever.
Yeah, for struggle. Yeah, I can see that. Fig with a bellyache, does that go away? It does. I don't know.
What do you mean, does it go away?
Can you see me circle Fig with a bellyache?
Yeah, I can see it.
Hell yeah, let's go. Technology is cool. I wrote, this is probably the strangest song on an album full of strange songs, and that the instrumentation sounds like it's being played on children's toys.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's happening here. No idea.
I don't see the problem. Makes perfect sense.
Tell me about it. Because I did not
Dude, I
connect
don't
to
know.
this song, so I don't know.
I didn't connect to this. I've never really sat down and read it over and over again to try to figure out what I think about it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think
That's probably
it's
fair.
partially because it's not melodically enough. It's not melodically enticing to me.
Hmm.
It's very, very strange.
Very.
Like if you want me to really carefully pay attention to complex, weird ass lyrics, you gotta bring the sonic
It can't be like
enticement.
Fisher Price toys. Yeah. There's a xylophone, I'm pretty sure. Like, what are we doing?
I I'm almost positive there's xylophone, yeah.
So yeah,
But
this might be a skip for me, honestly.
let's skip for me too. It's still got, you know, crazy wording and amazing rhymes and stuff. But
It does, and it has the imagery of, again, agriculture, and it's about a fig with a bellyache. I mean, that's interesting. You have to give them credit for, like, even the boring song is interesting,
yeah,
in a way. In a way.
yeah.
Speaking of boring songs, Cattail Down bored me. I'm sorry if you like this. I was bored by Cattail Down.
No, I don't like that song.
It's just like
That's
kind of a lonely song, and I was like, this is bumming me out.
that's actually, I would say, the only song on the album where I'm just like, I have no desire to listen to this song.
Yeah.
Like I'll
Okay.
just skip that. Yeah.
It's a skip for us too, then, because the last two songs I think we can spend a lot of time on personally.
Yeah. They're bangers.
The King Beetle on a Coconut Estate. I mean, what are we talking about?
What a cool, first of all, like what a cool idea.
I think I need to listen to this song maybe 12 to 15 more times to really get it. But here's what I'll tell you right now. This is a folk song.
Yeah.
I think it's about a community of Beatles that are reckoning with something, a covering of a truth of some sort.
Mhm.
And there's a couple moments in here that I think go really hard. Like, we didn't ask what it seems like, we asked what it is. I don't know. There's a cool, the sense that this song gave me is that we're starting to zoom out a little bit here. We're starting to, like, you know, I don't know where we were in space for the rest of the rest of it, but now we're starting to be like, and we're like overseeing this Beatle community like grapple with something. And on the next song, we're even gonna go further and be like, everybody's God, but we'll get there. So
Yeah.
I think it just does a really good job of like ramping up to what I think is a great ending to the album.
I think it does too, in a fantastically unique way. There's one line in there that I adore. Um, giving one that nice salt taste and the other a sweet, sends the black carriage the day death shows its face, thinning our numbers with kindness and grace. Again, like this gratitude for, you know, death
Destruction.
thinning numbers. Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
think it's probably worth like listening harder to like really like sitting down with the lyrics and be like, all right, what's the story here? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think the story about the King Beetle is one of the stories in the book that was written that the album name is based off of, basically, by this like Sikh writer. So I think there's like definitely some allegorical teaching here that is like really important to them, but I
interesting.
don't know what it is.
Yeah, I haven't done a deep dive on this one. That would be interesting to look into. But I think it's another example uh of being kind of having a lot of these also have this element of faith, of like gratitude and faith that God, whatever this God is, has got it going on, and I'm just gonna sit back and appreciate it and like accept.
like let Jesus take the wheel, basically.
Yeah, the proverbial wheel.
Proverbial wheel. I think that takes us to the last song.
Yeah,
Allah, which
ballsy name.
I think, other than Timothy Hay, I think Timothy Hay is my favorite in a different way. This is my favorite in a serious way, where I'm like, oh, this is just like a really great song, and there's also a great message here. And it's not just because it's fun, or it's not just because it scratches a particular itch for me. It's like just overall really solid. And I think like the perfect way to end this album, honestly. It's a great album ender. How do you read it?
It is. I read all that same stuff. I think it takes all of the nature from the rest of the album and says we see God in all of the nature from the rest of the album.
It's everywhere.
And then,
God is everybody.
Yeah.
Do you like Pete Holmes, right?
Love Pete Holmes.
Do you know his green car God talk? I
think so.
It's like a part of one of his podcasts. Is I think you could probably find the video, but he talks about how like he came to the understanding that like the guy in traffic who's cutting you off is God, and like everybody's God. And like,
oh, I haven't heard that one. No.
Yeah, he calls it like the green car God and the red car God, and the like, I haven't listened to it in a while, but it's a really great like piece of a conversation that I think on my good days I agree with.
Sure. I have heard him say from, I think it was an interview with like a late night host or something. He's like, you know what I've started doing? I've started putting me in other people. So I'll say, when I'm talking about like an air attendant, flight attendant or something, I'll say, that me is having a stressful day. And like, that me is really hungry. And that me wishes he could get that Taco Bell order faster. Like, and just as soon as I heard that, I tried to do it for a little while. And it definitely does change the way you feel about people, particularly frustrating people, because you're like, I've been there. I've totally been in that situation.
Yeah. And if you haven't, then that helps you understand when somebody really is being an asshole and when it is worth like, having bad feelings about, or like trying to communicate with. And most of the time that's like not the case because you usually have been there. Right. Like,
yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Pete Holmes. I love the guy.
I don't know how you're going to find that, but I think you can probably find the clip I'm talking about.
I typed in green car God Pete Holmes.
Did it work?
And well, he's got a God is not a thing, or no thing, which is a great clip. He says, God is not an old man in the sky. It's a metaphor for a mystery that absolutely transcends all categories of human thought. Yeah, it's fair.
He's a smart guy for a comedian.
He's an interesting guy. I really want to read his book, but that's neither here nor there. I love the line. So if you care to sing forgiveness songs, come join our band. We'll cut you like a sword and sing forgiveness songs.
Yeah, and it is a forgiveness song. I love it.
Yeah,
the whole like inherited pain or inherited trauma of like, if your old man did you wrong, well, maybe his old man did him wrong. Like, that's a great line. And, I think it's like, you can aspire to be that way, even if you don't live with that reality every day. And like, because I think there are reasons to like want to hold people accountable for the things that they do wrong, but you could aspire to, like you're saying, imagine it was you, right? And imagine that you're now the one who has the power to say, I'm not going to do the same thing, you know?
It's a tall order, but it's a great one.
I think these guys
So-
might be geniuses, honestly.
Dude, they are. They're so good.
But they were,
There's-
or at least one of them was eating out of dumpsters. So like,
Dude, he's awesome.
hard to say.
They also make amazing music videos.
I
They
thought you were gonna
have
say boysenberry pie.
probably they have a synchronized swimming music video where they're all in speedos.
That's really great. What's the song?
Nice and Blue Part 2.
I'm
I
writing it
highly
down.
recommend it. It is. It is wonderful. It's one
Overall-
part synchronizing swimming, not the whole thing.
I think I would. I think I'm going to continue.
So cool.
Are you watching the video?
Yeah. It's such a good video, dude. I have to watch it.
I'm going to. Nice and Blue Part 2. I wonder if you think. So I really liked this. Do you think I will like the rest of it? I haven't listened to really any of their
I'm not-
discography.
I'm not sure, but I would guess yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where would you go
But-
next?
Whatever album Nice and Blue Part 2 is on
Oh,
is where I would go
that's
next.
what an easy transition then. Hold on. Let me find that. Let me find that answer out.
Yeah, the one with the ship on it.
And I have heard a song from that album before. In a Sweater Poorly Knit
Yeah,
is the one I know, which I like.
that's a great song.
So I'll have to give that a listen because I think I like I've known about these guys for a while. They pop up in the
this is-
circles that I listen to, but I never really gave them a fair shake. So I'm glad you sort of forced me into this predicament.
Heck yeah. It looks like it's actually an EP. Brother Sister is what the album you should listen to. That has
Gotcha.
Nice and Blue Part 2.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so great. I'm so glad you listened to it. And I'm also incredibly glad that you enjoyed it. I apologize that I wasn't able to give you that same joy.
That is not what I was looking for, so it's okay.
Okay.
I think we should. I don't know. Is there any final parting thoughts about? It's all right. It's all crazy. It's all bird brain macaroons
Be whimsical and let go.
and let go. I love it.